In the vast and often unforgiving tapestry of the natural world, survival is an art form, a delicate dance of adaptation and opportunity. Most plants, as we know them, are passive participants in this drama, drawing their sustenance quietly from the sun, the soil, and the air. But in the quiet, damp corners of our planet, in boggy wetlands and nutrient-poor soils where life struggles to take hold, there exists a group of plants that has turned the tables on the animal kingdom. These are the sundews, or, as they are known to scientists, they are not merely plants. They are active, cunning predators, their leaves transformed into intricate traps that glitter with a deadly allure, waiting patiently for their next meal. One might walk past a patch of sundews and notice only a beautiful jewel-like carpet spread across the earth. Their leaves, often arranged in a rosette close to the ground, are adorned with hundreds of tiny hair-like tentacles. Each tentacle is tipped with a minuscule gland that secretes a glistening droplet of mucilage, a sticky, sugary substance that sparkles in the sunlight like morning dew. This is where their common name sundew originates. It is a promise of nectar, a tempting invitation to any small insect flying by. But this dew is not a refreshing drink. It is a fatal deception, the beginning of a silent and incredibly effective hunt that has been perfected over millions of years of evolution. Imagine a small gnat, drawn in by the irresistible shimmer and the sweet scent emanating from these tiny globes of liquid. It lands, anticipating a sugary feast, but instead finds its feet and wings hopelessly stuck. The more it struggles, the more it becomes entangled in the thick, glue-like substance. This struggle is the trigger. The plant, far from being a static observer, senses the vibrations of its trapped prey. In a display of slow, deliberate motion, the surrounding tentacles begin to curl inwards, wrapping around the insect's body. The leaf itself may even fold over, ensuring that its victim cannot escape its sticky embrace. Here, in plain sight, a plant is consuming an animal. This remarkable strategy is a direct response to the challenging environment sundews call home. They thrive in places like peat bogs, fens, and waterlogged moors, habitats where the soil is acidic and critically low in essential nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, which most plants absorb through their roots. By capturing and digesting insects, sundews have found an ingenious way to supplement their diet, obtaining the vital building blocks for growth that their environment simply cannot provide. They are a testament to nature's incredible ability to find a way, to innovate in the face of adversity, creating one of the most fascinating and beautiful predators on Earth. To truly appreciate the sundew, one must look closely at its extraordinary design. There are over 194 species found on every continent except Antarctica, each with its own unique form, yet they all share the same fundamental predatory architecture. The most prominent feature is, of course, the leaves. These are not ordinary leaves designed solely for photosynthesis. They are highly specialized organs of predation. They can be round and flat like those of the common sundew, or long and slender like the thread-leaved sundew. Regardless of their shape, their surfaces are covered in tentacles, which are technically known as stalked mucilaginous glands. Each tentacle is a complex structure. It consists of a stalk, which can vary in length, and a glandular head that produces, holds, and secretes the mucilage. The glands at the edge of the leaf typically have longer stalks, while those in the center are shorter. This arrangement creates a sort of flypaper effect, maximizing the chances of an insect becoming stuck no matter where it lands. The mucilage itself is a sophisticated biochemical cocktail. It contains sugary compounds to attract insects, but its primary components are sticky polysaccharides that ensnare them. It is so effective that even a light touch is enough to begin the trapping process. Beneath the sticky surface, the sundew's anatomy is geared for digestion. Once an insect is securely trapped and the tentacles have curled around it, the glands change their function. They stop producing just mucilage and begin to secrete a suite of digestive enzymes including proteases and phosphatases. These enzymes are remarkably similar to those found in our own digestive systems. They work to break down the soft tissues of the insect's body, dissolving its internal structures into a nutrient-rich soup. The leaf then reabsorbs this liquid, drawing in the precious nitrogen and other minerals that are so scarce in its native soil. After the digestive process is complete, which can take several days depending on the size of the prey, the leaf and its tentacles slowly unfurl. All that remains of the insect is its hard exoskeleton, which the plant cannot digest. This empty husk is left on the leaf's surface, a silent testament to the plant's successful hunt. The leaf, now replenished with nutrients, resets its trap, secreting fresh droplets of mucilage and waiting for its next victim. This cycle of attraction, capture, digestion, and reset is a masterclass in efficiency, allowing the sundew to thrive where other plants would surely perish. The trapping mechanism of the sundew is a beautiful example of movement in the plant kingdom, a process known as thigmonesty, which is a response to touch. When an insect lands on the leaf, its struggles send signals through the plant. These signals are not electrical in the same way as an animal's nerve impulses, but are rather a complex cascade of chemical and hydraulic changes. The plant can distinguish between the landing of a genuine meal and a false alarm, such as a falling raindrop or a piece of debris. It is the continued struggling of live prey that initiates the full response, preventing the plant from wasting precious energy. The initial response is almost immediate. The tentacles that the insect is directly touching begin to bend towards it, pushing it further into the sticky mucilage and bringing more of its body into contact with the digestive glands. This movement is driven by rapid cell growth on the side of the tentacle opposite the stimulus. The plant hormones, particularly auxin, cause these cells to elongate quickly, effectively curling the tentacle over the prey. This is a remarkably fast process for a plant, with some tentacles showing visible movement in just a few seconds and completing their curl in a matter of minutes. For larger or more vigorous prey, the sundew employs a more dramatic strategy. Not only do the immediate tentacles bend, but the entire leaf blade itself can begin to curl, enveloping the insect in a leafy tomb. This movement is much slower, often taking several hours or even a full day to complete. This action serves several purposes. It maximizes the surface area of the leaf in contact with the insect, ensuring a more efficient digestion. It also protects the nutrient-rich meal from being washed away by rain or stolen by scavengers. It is a slow, methodical, and inescapable process for the trapped creature. Once digestion is complete, the process reverses. The leaf and tentacles slowly uncurl, returning to their original positions. This movement is also controlled by hormonal signals and changes in water pressure within the plant's cells. The sundew resets its trap, ready for the next unsuspecting visitor. This ability to move, to react to its environment with such purpose and precision, challenges our conventional understanding of plants as static organisms. The sundew demonstrates that with the right evolutionary pressures, a plant can become a highly effective and dynamic hunter, a true marvel of natural engineering. The carnivorous lifestyle of the sundew is not a choice but a necessity, born from the extreme conditions of its habitat. Sundews are specialists, perfectly adapted to live in environments that are inhospitable to most other forms of plant life. Their chosen homes, bogs, marshes, and wet sandy shores, are characterized by waterlogged, acidic soil. The constant presence of water leaches essential nutrients away, and the high acidity inhibits the activity of soil microbes that would normally break down organic matter and release nutrients like nitrogen. In such a place, a plant must find alternative means of sustenance. Carnivory is the sundew's primary adaptation to this nutrient poverty. While they still perform photosynthesis, using sunlight to create sugars for energy just like other green plants, the insects they capture provide the crucial elements missing from the soil. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are the fundamental components of proteins and DNA, are obtained directly from their prey. This fertilizer on the fly gives them a significant competitive advantage. While other plants in the bog struggle and remain stunted, the sundew can invest its captured nutrients into growth, flowering, and reproduction. Beyond carnivory, sundews have developed other survival strategies. Many species form a dense hibernating bud called a hibernaculum to survive harsh winter conditions. As autumn approaches and temperatures drop, the plant stops producing its carnivorous leaves and instead focuses its energy on creating a tightly packed ball of dormant leaves at its center. This bud sits at the soil surface, protected from freezing temperatures and icy winds. When spring arrives, the hibernaculum unfurls and a new set of predatory leaves emerges, ready for the new season. This allows the perennial sundew to persist for many years in climates with cold winters. Furthermore, their reproductive strategies are also finely tuned to their environment. Sundews produce small, delicate flowers, typically held high above their sticky leaves on long, slender stalks. This separation is a clever adaptation to avoid trapping their own pollinators. The plant needs insects for pollination just as it needs them for food, and it would be counterproductive to capture the very creatures it relies on for reproduction. After pollination, the flowers produce thousands of tiny, dust-like seeds. These seeds are easily dispersed by wind or water, allowing the sundew to colonize new patches of suitable barren habitat where competition is low. While sundews may appear to be solitary hunters, they are in fact integral parts of their miniature ecosystems. Their presence has a significant impact on the local invertebrate community. By preying primarily on small flying insects like gnats, mosquitoes, and midges, they help to regulate these populations. In a bog environment where standing water can lead to large numbers of biting insects, sundews act as a natural form of pest control. They are a constant, passive force that helps to maintain a balance within the complex food web of the wetland, influencing which species can thrive and in what numbers. Interestingly, the relationship between sundews and other creatures is not always one of predator and prey. Some species have developed a symbiotic or commensal relationship with the plant. For instance, certain types of assassin bugs are known to live unharmed among the sticky tentacles of sundew leaves. These bugs are immune to the plant's mucilage and are able to walk freely across the traps. They act as kleptoparasites, stealing the insects that the sundew has already captured. In return, the bug's waste droppings fall onto the leaf, providing the plant with a pre-digested, easily absorbable source of nitrogen, making the partnership mutually beneficial in some cases. The sundew's unique niche also makes it an important indicator species, because they are so highly adapted to specific environmental conditions, namely nutrient-poor, acidic, and consistently wet soils. Their health and abundance can tell us a great deal about the health of the ecosystem as a whole. A thriving population of sundews indicates that a wetland is functioning properly, with stable water levels and low levels of nutrient pollution. Conversely, the decline or disappearance of sundews from a particular area can be an early warning sign that the habitat is being degraded, perhaps by drainage or pollution from agricultural runoff. Ultimately, the sundew's role is a testament to the intricate connections that bind all living things. It is a link between the plant and animal kingdoms, a bridge between the soil and the air. It demonstrates how a single organism, even a small and seemingly simple one, can play a multifaceted role in its environment. It is a consumer, a habitat, a regulator, and a barometer of ecological health. The glistening leaves of the sundew may be a deadly trap for an unlucky insect, but for the ecosystem, they are a sign of a unique and vibrant form of life. The strange and beautiful nature of sundews has captured the human imagination for centuries. Long before their carnivorous habits were understood by science, these plants were subjects of folklore and traditional medicine. Their glistening droplets, which persist even in the heat of the sun, were once thought to be a magical elixir or a form of dew untouched by sunlight. In some European traditions, the liquid was associated with alchemy and was believed to have powerful properties, even being used in potions intended to bring strength or ward off illness. The plant was both admired for its jewel-like beauty and regarded with a certain mystique. It was the great naturalist Charles Darwin who first brought the sundew into the realm of serious scientific inquiry. He was utterly captivated by these plants and conducted extensive experiments, which he detailed in his 1875 book. Darwin spent months meticulously observing sundews, feeding them tiny pieces of meat, drops of milk, and even strands of human hair to study their reactions. He famously declared, "At the present moment, I care more about than the origin of all the species in the world." His work proved conclusively that these plants were indeed carnivorous, demonstrating their ability to digest and absorb animal matter. Darwin's pioneering research opened the door for modern scientific investigation. Today, sundews are studied for a variety of reasons. Their mucilage is of great interest to biochemists and material scientists. It is a natural hydrogel with incredible adhesive properties, and researchers are exploring its potential for creating new biocompatible glues for medical applications, such as wound dressings or surgical adhesives. The rapid movement of the sundew's tentacles is also studied by botanists and bioengineers as a model for developing new soft robotics and responsive materials that can change shape in response to a stimulus. Beyond the laboratory, sundews have become treasured subjects for horticulturists and plant enthusiasts around the world. Their otherworldly beauty and fascinating predatory behavior make them popular ornamental plants. A global community of collectors cultivates hundreds of species and hybrids, from the easy-to-grow Cape sundew to rare and challenging tropical species. This passion for cultivation has not only helped to spread awareness about these unique plants, but has also played a role in their conservation, with many hobbyists maintaining living collections of species that are endangered in the wild. The human fascination with the sundew has evolved from myth and legend to scientific discovery and dedicated appreciation. Despite their remarkable adaptations and global distribution, many sundew species face a precarious future. Their greatest threat is the same factor that shaped their evolution: their specialized habitat. Sundews are entirely dependent on the pristine, low-nutrient wetlands they call home. These ecosystems are among the most threatened on Earth. Widespread habitat destruction, primarily through the draining of wetlands for agriculture, urban development, and peat mining, has wiped out countless sundew populations across the globe. When the bog is drained or the fen is plowed, the sundew simply cannot survive. Pollution poses another insidious threat. Sundews are adapted to nutrient-poor conditions, and an excess of nutrients can be just as deadly as a lack of them. Runoff from agricultural fields, containing high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus from fertilizers, can flood their habitats with nutrients. This eutrophication acts as a poison to sundews, but it allows more common, faster-growing plants like reeds and grasses to thrive. These aggressive competitors quickly move in, crowding out the delicate sundews and shading them from the sunlight they need for photosynthesis. The very thing that would fertilize a normal plant proves fatal to the specialized sundew. Climate change adds another layer of complexity and danger to their survival. Changing rainfall patterns can lead to the drying out of wetlands, while rising temperatures can push species beyond their tolerance limits. For sundews that rely on specific temperature cues, such as those that form hibernacula to survive winter, a warming climate can disrupt their life cycles, leaving them vulnerable. Furthermore, increased frequency of wildfires can destroy entire populations, and while some species are adapted to fire, the combination of multiple stressors can be overwhelming for these fragile ecosystems. In response to these threats, conservation efforts are underway around the world. These efforts are focused primarily on habitat protection and restoration. Conservation organizations and government agencies work to designate wetlands as protected areas, preventing their drainage and development. Restoration projects aim to reverse damage by re-wetting drained bogs and removing invasive species, creating suitable conditions for sundew populations to recover. Additionally, botanical gardens and conservation-minded horticulturists play a crucial role by maintaining ex situ collections, living gene banks, of rare and endangered species, ensuring their survival even if their wild habitats are lost. The sundew stands as a powerful symbol of the ingenuity and sheer wonder of evolution. It is a plant that broke the rules, developing a strategy so unexpected, so alien to our usual perception of the plant kingdom, that it continues to fascinate and inspire. In its glistening, sticky leaves, we see a perfect solution to a profound environmental challenge. It is a story of adaptation written not in tooth and claw, but in mucilage and slow, deliberate movement. The sundew reminds us that the line between plant and animal is not as clear-cut as we might think, and that life will find the most extraordinary ways to flourish in even the most barren of landscapes. To observe a sundew is to witness a miniature drama unfold, a silent hunt that has been playing out for millions of years. Each captured insect is not just a meal, it is a transfer of energy, a vital link in a complex ecological chain. These tiny predators are more than just a biological curiosity, they are essential components of their unique habitats, indicators of environmental health, and a source of scientific inspiration that could lead to future technological advancements. Their existence enriches the biodiversity of our planet, adding a touch of the fantastical to the quiet corners of the world. The fragility of the sundew's existence is a stark reminder of our responsibility to the natural world. Their survival is inextricably linked to the health of our planet's wetlands, ecosystems that are themselves under immense pressure. Protecting sundews means protecting these vital habitats, which are crucial for biodiversity, water filtration, and carbon storage. The fate of this tiny, glistening hunter is in our hands. Its decline would not only be the loss of a beautiful and fascinating group of species, but also a warning that we are failing to protect the delicate systems that sustain all life. Therefore, we must continue to study, admire, and above all, protect these remarkable plants and the wild places they inhabit. By preserving the bogs and fens, we ensure that future generations will have the chance to marvel at the glistening deceivers, to witness nature's sticky predator in action, and to be reminded of the endless creativity and resilience of life on Earth. The sundew is a small plant, but it teaches a large lesson that even in the harshest of conditions, life in all its astonishing forms finds a way. And that is something truly worth preserving.